Insight into Rejection by Viola. Whenever you labor tirelessly to put a book into the world, you have no idea how readers are going to receive it. Which brings me to today's subject, rejection. Many of you who read these Thursday articles are leaders and poor creators of some kind. Because you lead in some manner and you serve in some way, you struggle with rejection. As a person who trains authors, as well as those who minister regularly, I've noted that the feeling of rejection is widespread. Unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on ads for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, you feel pretty invisible. But that sort of thinking and the feelings that go with it are rooted in trying to hit a baseball with a golf club. Your focus is misplaced. On the heels of my birthday last month, one of the best compliments I've ever received was this: "Frank, your work has changed my life." As a leader myself, I've noticed that you are one of the few best-selling authors who has worked hard at not being a Christian celebrity and a star. You are an artist. Right or wrong, I actually do regard my work as art. Art is any expression of creative imagination and skill. If you haven't yet read 48 Laws of Spiritual Power, Law 5 is called Detest Celebritism. You can listen to that entire chapter gratis on Tuesday's episode of the Christ is All podcast. It's also posted on the 48laws.com website. I hate the celebrity Christian culture worse than I hate poison. From the beginning, I refuse to have a Facebook fan page. I don't permit video recordings when I'm speaking or doing interviews. I don't have handlers or an armor bearer. I don't pay for clicks, likes, and shares on social media. I'm not on TikTok. My wife isn't called the First Lady, and I'm accessible to my readers and peers. My chief aim is to put a body of work out into the world that meets my own standards of quality, and that changes the game. Since it changed the game for me, I am betting that it will do the same for some people. But the key word in that sentence is some. My work isn't for everyone. In fact, it's not for the masses. The same is true for your work. Even though my books in total have sold over 600,000 copies, 99% of the Christian world doesn't know who I am. That doesn't bother me because I'm not writing or speaking for them. If your work is for the masses, it will be average, mediocre, and it will never change the game. So my advice to all of you who create and all of who minister in some way is this: get clear on who exactly you're speaking to. Narrow that audience as small as you can. Keep laboring to put your work out into the world, but do it for them, that small targeted group. Be faithful and leave the results with God. And if someone shows disinterest in what you've created, tell yourself the truth, and that is, what I've created isn't for them. Thanks to all of you who consume the art that this ministry produces. You make it possible for me to keep putting it out into the world. And together, we're changing the game. Stay faithful and learn how to interpret rejection so that it never stops you. For more, go to frankviola.org.